Giancarlo Esposito's acting? Like, where would you rate him on like an acting scale, like
He's like a
as far as like his overall career thus far? Where would
like
you
a
rate him?
solid 70.
I think he's top tier. I think the
Mhm.
dude. I think you be hard pressed to find. First of all, he was robbed for his Emmy that he was nominated for his performance in Better Call Saul. I think he was
Mhm.
robbed for that. He should have got that. However, I mean, this dude's been around for a while. I remember him from Fresh. Do you remember that movie Fresh?
When
Bam,
he was his
Spider-Man
mother's
goes down.
boyfriend.
Bam, Batman goes down.
Yeah,
Yeah. Yo,
yeah, he
I
put
got
him
crazy
on.
dope moves. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
That was my shit. Mo Better Blues. You know what I'm saying? I mean, this dude, so I absolutely I have no 100%. I'm 100% confident in his ability to play Professor X. All right. I have 100% confidence in his acting capability. What I'm not confident is if he has the role yet. And he is he's out there saying basically in this interview. I mean, I could probably find it. I didn't. Let me see. You know what? I think I got it on here. In the interview, right after he met with Marvel, right? He first of all went directly to the press, which is atypical of Marvel. Like Marvel normally is pretty, tight-lipped. Marvel don't be out there like, yeah, this is what we're doing. So it was just kind of weird for him to be out there and be like, all right, let me talk to y'all about what me and Marvel just discussed privately. But then when it did happen, here's I don't want to get any of this wrong, so I want to make sure I say this exactly as he said it, because I want you to see if you read the same thing I did. All right. So in an interview with here it is. I'll put this on the screen. Here it is. 1 second. Bow. Look at this. All right.
Look at this.
All right. Usually when an actor you won't hear much about the role until after they confirm. In some cases, not even until after they've appeared as a character. But now, Giancarlo Esposito fame seems to be smashing that mold to pieces. All right. Now this is, I know that's just what it says. Okay. Well, look. So here's exactly what he says. Ty, hope you were watching. So there's been talk of Magneto. Now let's give the context. At a recent convention appearance captured by a TikTok account, Countdown City Geeks, Giancarlo Esposito went through some of the comic book characters he's been rumored to play, as well as revealing he has had talks with Marvel. So there's been talk of Magneto. There's been talk of Dr. Freeze. There has been talk of who else they talking about over there. Oh, Doom, Esposito says. And there is Professor X. Pick one. I'm going to go for something that is a little bit different. You hear that? I'm going to go for something, not I have secured. I'm going to go and put it out in the universe that it is Professor X.
Yeah, but he's saying he's putting out like I said
Yeah.
that to you earlier. He's speaking it into existence. It's just like they say, it's
Yeah,
like
he just
he's
read The Secret.
manifesting it. Yeah, exactly. He's manifesting the powers of the secret to manifest this role. And it's just like when people become Batman, they're like, I'm Batman. You know what I'm saying? That's like the same thing. He's manifesting him, he's getting into his role. He's manifesting him becoming Magneto. You know what I'm saying? So it's like that's where I take it as. I don't know.
Yeah, that might be what he's doing in his head, Yaz. But what he's doing as a professional actor is he's fucking up he's fucking it up. You know what I'm saying? There's a reason why Marvel does not release before they have confirmed who it is that they have acting in certain roles, because they don't want you to already start getting attached to that character as that person. And now you're mad if they don't cast him as Professor X. You know what I'm saying?
Patrick Stewart actually did an interview before Multiverse of Madness and said that he's coming back as Professor X, before the movie came out. So it's like, I don't know how they let that happen.
And
No,
I think what you really need to pay attention to, Vince, is the fact that what I asked you before we even started this conversation. What tier do you hold Giancarlo Esposito in? Now, if you say I hold him as a B actor, then of course he has no right to go out here and,
Mhm.
and say these preposterous things. But but
Preposterous.
but Giancarlo Esposito is not saying anything wrong, because we know as an actor he's been dynamic in
Mhm.
almost everything we see him in. As
Yes.
a matter of fact, most recently, we just saw him on a very huge show on television called The Boys, where he embodied the character that he was on there. Um,
Yeah.
this is why a person like that can say these type of things. A lot of the actors that we know have come to the MCU uh, from the past haven't been as big as Giancarlo Esposito prior to their roles in the MCU. So this is a phenomenon. We're starting, because it's not just him. We're starting to get really good actors
Mm-hmm.
that are aspiring to now be in the MCU.
Like, look at the
So
cast
that,
of
like,
Eternals.
this is a different dynamic altogether, my brother. When you start getting these Espositos and Washingtons and all of
Jolie's.
these big humongous names, just who are regarded as like some of the best actors in the history of acting, when you get them excited to become part of the MCU, now, the MCU is privileged to have these individuals. It's not the other way around, bro.
Right.
Yeah, but you listen. That was a great speech, but
That was a good
it
speech.
has nothing to do with the fact that, as this article states, and this is opinionated, this is not fact, but I do believe that he's putting the cart before the horse. I don't think that it's Kuth in any role. I understand what he's doing. He's kind of backing Marvel into a corner a little bit. You know what I'm saying? He's kind of like forcing his hand, putting his thumb on the scale, saying, look how many people want to see me as Professor X. I already have the support. Somebody else tried this. It was a man named what's old boy from the dance movie Magic Mike? What's the dude?
Channing Tatum.
Channing Tatum.
Channing Tatum.
You're asshole. That's perfect. All right, you all asshole. All right, whatever. Dollar bill. Ain't nobody fuck with you.
Nah, you can't do that.
Gonna be trouble.
Oh, maybe with the video.
Hey, no, the way Vince is cramping up these days, though, your Magic Mike days might be over.
I can't stand in my head no more. My thumb don't work. So like with Channing Tatum, I don't know if y'all are aware, but
He was Gambit. No?
he wanted Gambit so bad. Like
He was signed for Gambit.
Yeah, you can fuck off with that nonsense.
But my point is, like, he did all that other shit too, speaking into an existence, speaking with the people, you know what I'm saying, going through the right channels, and it just didn't happen. And now there's a fan base that he has to say, yo, my bad, guys, XYZ. It's like, yo, you know what I'm saying? Like, now I know what you're saying. Now, if I know how Ty works, let me go ahead and respond for Ty. Yo, I ain't talking about Channing Tatum. I'm talking about Carlo Esposito, who's one of the most well-renowned actors in our time or whatever. I mean, I know, I get it, but that's not my point. My point isn't, this isn't the debate. My issue isn't whether or not Giancarlo is capable. I'm going to say that again. I said that at the beginning. It's not whether or not he should or can play it. It's the fact that he's putting it, he's giving fans hope. A hope for something that he doesn't have as much control over. How many times have we not look at what Andrew Garfield did, bro? This motherfucker was literally like, I'm not in No Way Home. Leave me the fuck alone about it. And then he shows up in No Way Home. That's what we want. We don't want Giancarlo out here like, I'm Professor X, bitch. And Marvel, look at all these likes and comments that I got on my Twitter. Bitch, you better make this shit happen. Like, I just don't agree with his method. That's all I'm turning. And I know you're saying, like, look, well, a man of his caliber, if Bobby De Niro was like, yo, look, I want to be Kingpin, and it's like, I'm just putting that in the universe, I would still be like, yo, you're not Kingpin yet. Shut the fuck up. Wait until you get the call or you get the confirmation. Don't be telling us you're going to be somebody that is not going to happen. Now, Denzel did it the right way. Denzel said it would be interesting. Wouldn't you think about that? Oh, that's interesting. But he wasn't like, yes, I'm going to put it into the universe that I am Magneto. That's the only problem I have with him, is that he was just too confident with it. You know what I'm saying?
So you have problems with the man being too confident within himself. Yeah. And you also have a problem with him being too intelligent to know how social media works. That's all he's doing. What he did was he put the bird in people's ears who want to see, first of all, are still trying to put together an X-Men team in their minds. We have every individual out here in this world who is truly involved in Marvel, putting together their own X-Men team by individuals they see out in different TV shows and stuff like that. Yo, he'd be a great Wolverine. Yo, she would be a great Storm. This would be a great. So now we didn't say who would be a great Professor X, but guess what? Giancarlo just said he would be one. And guess what? I agree with him. I think he'd be a fucking excellent thing. And now he's put that bug in my ear. Now when Marvel starts to actually have discussions about X-Men and who they're going to start casting, then you have these bloggers and fans that are like vying for Esposito to be Xavier.
That's what happened with John Krasinski. It started out with fans, and we wanted him as Mr. Fantastic, and we got it. So I mean, social media plays a big part, at least in terms of fan service. Like, we all love Wong. There are people who ride hard for him on Twitter, and now look, we're getting Wong everywhere.
And you know what? And you know what? Thank you. I will say this. That is exactly how Shang-Chi got his part as well. He literally was like,
Simu Liu was like, when are we gonna talk? He said, Marvel, when are we talking? Yeah, you know and it happened. And that was like, it was how he got it. And respect. Like, respect for that.
I will say this. However, that's not what's happening here. That none of that is what's happening. This isn't, I mean, it is an extent. I will say you're right about this, Ty. What I think Giancarlo has done is he has revealed his hand that he really wants the part. You know what I'm saying? And I don't know if that bodes well for negotiating. What I think he's doing is, I just think it's different from what we're accustomed to in Marvel. Even with Simu Liu. Leah.
Not Simu Limo.
C.O. Limo?
Are we really going?
Shifu?
Look, let's leave Saffron out of
Even with Shang-Chi. Sorry.
So y'all never gonna let that shit down.
The funny thing is, I picture it being spelled S-A-U-G-H R-O-N. Like Saffron.
Not Saffron being a brother. Oh Lord Jesus.
But yo, it's just abnormal. And another thing at first I was like, all right, well, one of the main reasons why some folks get excited about this concept is because of the Martin Malcolm theory, the one I think Stan Lee did confirm, which is that he did base the X-Men comics on the civil rights movement, essentially. Martin being Professor X, Malcolm being Magneto. And one way is like, look, peaceful, let's get along with them. The other way is like, fuck it, we're better than them, we don't need them, they should be following us. And if that is indeed the images, if those are the images that they're looking to expound on, then having these characters represent the people that they originally were meant to depict makes a lot of sense. I mean, think about it. Denzel played Malcolm X. You know what I'm saying? So if he played Magneto, it's literally like full circle. But I've never seen somebody of Giancarlo's stature so outwardly lobby so outwardly for a role so significantly, and it just makes me uncomfortable for some reason, because if he doesn't end up getting it, then there's a shitstorm that they have to reckon with. What's up, Ty?
Can I want to add a new wrinkle to it though. I want to for the reaction, I want to blame the sites like Giant Freaking Robot and Comic Book and Screen Rant and stuff, which basically like they do what we do, except they put headlines on it and they present it as like news. So like when people see it, they consume it as news and they're like, whoa, you know what I mean? It's like, so, and the reactions get like, cause if I'm not mistaken, in that article, they were like, Giancarlo Esposito did that shit on his TikTok or something. So
no.
What's up?
I'm sorry. Just to correct the record, it happened at a convention.
Okay.
And there was a TikTok account that did post the exchange. So it wasn't his TikTok.
Right. So, this was like, him having a conversation at a convention and stuff. So it wasn't like he was out there doing a press tour and stuff like that. It was like he was just speaking to some nerds, and so I would say, while yes, he's definitely like, hey, I want to be the Professor X guy. I don't have a problem with it. But I did see over the past week, like there was all the headlines about, Marvel cast this person and this person, this person, this person, all of which came from like one guy tweeting, I have been reliably informed that Marvel is doing this. And maybe they are, but like everybody took that one tweet from this one dude and was like, news. And, I feel like maybe some sites like Giant Freaking Robot and Screen Rant and Comic Book, I think they do have a little bit of a responsibility to make sure that they're not just like, we're going to put it out here like this. And if people take it as news, I guess that's their fault. You know what I mean? I've had this issue with the internet for a while, so this is nothing new to hear me complain about this. That's just me complaining.
So you think it's clickbait? You think this is just
it's 100% clickbait? I mean, it's clickbait. It's getting those advertising dollars and stuff like that. It's starting conversation. I mean, like the conversations are fun. These are conversations that have always been had in a nerd space. You know what I mean? Like, who do we want to be this guy? Who do we want to be that guy? Yeah, absolutely. It's
like fantasy football,
right? Yeah, but like what we don't want to be doing is like putting that conversation into a space where it starts to become like toxic because people are just putting out their unvetted ideas and thoughts and hopes into a world that's just not, they're putting it out there as fact almost, or at least in a way where you can interpret it as such without enough of a discerning eye.
Well, the only issue I would take with that is like this is a Giancarlo Esposito quote. Like this isn't speculation of some shit that may or may not have happened. Like this is something this dude said on tape.
Yes, absolutely. And even in his quote still, it's like it's a guy who would love to play this part.
Yeah, it's just him expressing what he wants.
Yeah. And so when you wrap it up in a package of like, hey, he's out here doing this, and I think he's, because even I saw the little the subtitle of the headline, it was like putting the cart before the horse, and it's like, so it's it's given a narrative and then put out in a certain package to get reactions and to get these conversations, which is, I know we know how the game works, you know what I mean? But it does have an effect. Like, I mean, you saw it and you were like, this, I'm bothered by this. And what's up?
Oh, well, just to clarify, this honestly isn't the article that I originally saw. So putting the cart before the horse, like I didn't see that before. Uh-oh. I don't know what that means.
It's just an ad. No, it's just an ad. They're just trying to get us to use StreamYard, which is
hell no, I would never. But yeah, it's not the one I saw, but I did read the same quote, which was, I'm going to put it into the universe. Mm-hmm. And that I think is what kind of hit me more than the article, more than the resource. It was him claiming a part that he hadn't been given. And I just hadn't seen that happen before. And it just made me worried.
Yeah, putting it into the universe is like basically like I made a vision board.
Mm-hmm.
And
no. Putting in the vision,
putting in the of manifesting.
No, putting it in the universe, like that's straight, like that's vernacular and lingo that comes from like when The Secret was a popular thing, and it's like you can get what you want if you just speak it into existence and you put it out in the universe. So it's not necessarily like it's a vague idea, an abstract idea of the universe as it gives you things that you say you want. So there's like yeah, he's just that's the same as me being like, yeah, I'm gonna get my HBO special.
You're right. You're right. It is kind of, guys. Sorry, it is like that, but it would be if okay, if Tyrone, if you just met with, let's say, Netflix, right, and you left the building and nothing was confirmed. You know what I'm saying? And they was like, yo, well, you're a great writer and we're thinking about maybe having you on a show, or I don't know, maybe there's a fit around here somewhere, but it's been great meeting with you. And then you left and did a press conference and was like, I'm going to put it in the universe that I'm going to have an hour Netflix special. You know what I'm saying? Now, that may be what you want. You know what I'm saying? But it's this is a terrible analogy because it doesn't.
It's like your analogy is spot on in that, like, it was just me stating what I want and hope happens, and not necessarily attaching any certainty or finality to it, but just being like, hey guys, I want to be part of this conversation and I want to be in it. I want y'all to be thinking of me when you think of Professor X, that kind of a thing, and the idea of, now I feel you on the idea of, like, if it can get to a point where, like, you become, you make the conversation about you so much that it can maybe have like a little bit of a negative effect where perhaps if it doesn't happen, then you have a segment of the fan base that's mad that it doesn't because they just kind of accepted it as the a reality. I can see that, but like even then, that's why I'm always like, whenever rumors pop up, I'm always like, it's a rumor. Until Marvel's like, this is the shit. Like, I'm not even like, I'm not even counting it.
Real quick,
Yaz, I think Yaz
got to get up out of here. So Yaz, thanks for kicking it for a little bit.
Thanks for hanging, Yaz.
All right, good to see you. Stay in touch. Stay well.
Bye.
All right,
we'll see y'all.
Yaz got so much stuff going on, man. I don't know how she even makes it to the show. What's up, Ty?
Yo, I just want to lend another perspective as well, because I said it before. Giancarlo Esposito is, I think, just from hearing him in interviews and hearing him before, seems to be a very intelligent individual. I think he understands how the big machine works and how social media works and how it is a way of free marketing. And he basically threw his hat in the ring. Yeah, and let Marvel know, hey, I'm available if you want to come talk. Yeah. And so if Marvel is in the process of building these, because listen, as an actor or an actress, everybody in the industry at this point knows that Marvel is having the most success, consistently with their movies and stuff like that. From an actor standpoint, you get into a Marvel role, that can mean instant stardom and instant fame for you. So everybody really wants to be in these roles, unless you've already, kind of prepared your career and already had everything, that you've already established yourself or whatever. Giancarlo, Denzel, actors like those, even a Vincent D'Onofrio. When Marvel was able to get Vincent D'Onofrio, that was a step up in the tier of actors and acting that you get. You get a guy like Vincent D'Onofrio, who's a proven actor, already been nominated for all types of awards. That's a step up in the acting. So when you hear these little talks, because we as individuals, me, you, Tyrone, Nolly, all are having these conversations about who we think would be good characters for these actors. That's where these discussions in the boardrooms happen, when they start thinking about, okay, who should we cast or who should we call in for casting? And then you have somebody who's like, well, everybody, I think this is not a bad idea. I think with Channing Tatum had a lot of fanfare because girls liked him because he was dance, he seemed hip, he was like that, but it wasn't his acting. It wasn't like he was like, oh, he's the best actor you've seen. So when you lobby for a role in a movie with no substance to your acting, it's like, yeah, we hear you, Channing, and if we don't give a fuck about making a good movie, then we'll call you. You know what I'm saying? Like, but we're already kind of, behind the 8 ball right now. Our fans are already complaining. We don't. So X-Men wasn't about to pull him in as no Gambit for no reason. Go ahead, Tyrone.
No, I have a theory. Maybe especially Nolly and Ty, maybe y'all can help me out on this theory. I theorize that the reason Vince didn't like this is because he wants the part of Professor X. Because I looked at that picture that you put up, and I was like, you know what? That picture of Professor X with the X behind him, I would like it because I was like, you know what? There's some similarities here, and I feel like Vince is mad that Giancarlo Esposito's out there trying to get his part. Look at that.
You might be on to something here.
That's you, bro.
The battle of the
That's
ball
you.
head.
That's my fan casting right there.
Oh wow.
I mean, he can't hurt
Vince
himself.
I want Vince to be like, yo, X-Men, pull up. That's what I want to say. Get your bitch ass in here. Pull up.
If y'all get y'all puss ass in the goddamn Nightwing, bitch, the fuck. You gotta go fight Omega Red with your puss ass. The fuck with your fuck ass. Yo, I can do Professor X, yo. I could do it. You know what I'm saying? Nah.
I mean, you could, as long as you sit in the wheelchair and don't do nothing else.
Oh yeah, I keep Professor X being like, I said you
ain't
gonna
gonna do. You know what I'm saying? Like, yo.
It's not a bicycle, so you be all right.
Oh my god. Yo, okay. All right, Nolly. All right. Nolly talking shit because she in Gotham right now. Until she get back to Starlight City, man. Nah, but well, listen again. I'm all for it. I honestly think that a Magneto, that a Denzel Magneto would be it would destroy everything. I think it'd be so hard to top. I'll say this out loud, and I'm a little I don't know what that's ashamed, but I'll share this with y'all. There was a small we're all right. We're okay right now. Don't worry about it. There was a tiny bit of inhibition because I was like, wait, is he black? You know what I'm saying? I was like, because Esposito gives me Latin vibes. You know what I'm saying?
First of all, race and ethnicity are two different things. It's 2022. Okay, race and ethnicity are two different things. Although I be getting confused because my dad's Nigerian and my mom's a white Dominican. So I'd be like, I'm black. But I'm fluorescent beige. So am I black? Not for you could be Hispanic and Latino and still be black.
Yeah, you're right.
You're different.
You're 100% right. As a matter of fact, I did have to learn over the last couple of years that Latino, even though I had known this already, but it's not a race. Mm-hmm. And by that, what I mean is that, like, for some folks, for you to be like, look, I'm not white, I'm not black, I'm that doesn't mean that you're, because you can still be a white identifying Latin individual and a black identifying Latin individual, or neither. Which is why on many applications, if you still fill those out, we'll ask you with your either black African American or black Hispanic, you know what I'm saying, or non, so it's a weird thing. So there was a small part, not a huge part, but the small tiny part that was like, well, but in just a tiny Google search, you'll learn that he's basically what some say is biracial, all right, or some would say a mixed, race. His mom was his mom was a black blues singer from Mississippi, and his dad was an Italian man, like the guitar player or some shit like that. I don't know. Maybe not the guitar. I think I made that part up, But basically, he's black and Italian. And I just saw his name, and it automatically made him Puerto Rican or Dominican. He's neither one of those. Like, he just has his dad's last name, I guess. But I mean, he has a full blown black mother. He grew up in. He grew up in. He was born in Denmark. He wasn't even born in the States. You know what I'm saying? He was born in Denmark, but he moved here as of 6 years of age and lived in New York and grew up in New York and ended up and started his career in New York and all that other stuff. So I mean, that's an interesting story. But you're the way things are going right now, those folks that are what they call quote unquote descendants of slaves, like the DOS folks, are like really, really pushing to have less ambiguous quote unquote parts in this industry, or maybe that's just something
No,
that I hear in my circles, huh?
No, I get that because when you're racially ambiguous, you tend to be light skinned. And honestly, there needs to be more variety in our melanated actors because you could be black, but if everyone is as light as the next person, where's the variety?
Right.
We come in all different shades. I'm fluorescent beige, you know? And then you got people like Lupita, who's Mexican and black, and she's much darker. We need more
Mexican. I didn't know she
representation.
had.
She was born in Mexico. She speaks perfect Spanish.
She was born in Mexico?
Yep.
I didn't know that. Jeez, the more I Google, man, Jesus. All right, well, but again, let me back up and just say that does not mean that I would not be thrilled to see him in the role. I do think that of the many folks that could qualify for this role, that he does fit that. I originally, like others, did picture him more as Magneto than I did Professor X. But if I did get the notification that Giancarlo Esposito did confirm the role of Professor X, it wouldn't make me sad. I'd be slightly happy. I'd be a little sad only about the fact that I know that it's about to get a racial backlash, since that seems to be the way things are going. Things are going in that direction right now.
In the words of Donald Glover, good.
Well, listen, these things happen, man, and we had this long conversation last week, Nolly, about listen, if you ever find yourself saying, things like, man, we used to be able to, or like, how come they always gotta, or why they gotta put this in my face or force it down my throat, then you're probably on the losing end of a culture. You know what I'm saying? And we're seeing a lot of that happening right now.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
It's too woke. We know what you're talking about. We know what you mean.
That's what I was saying earlier. It'd be the same people who'd be like, I love X-Men, and then it'd be like, Marvel's making shit too woke. Why do they have to be black? Like,
yeah.
Do you know what you like? Do you know what shit is about?
Also, I really need anybody who is consuming any Marvel anything right now to go back and read Stan's soapbox
basically
from the actual comics. Stan Lee was so outwardly and openly and valiantly anti-racist, and he was always talking that shit back when it was not in vogue to be talking that shit. Anytime people start to talk about Marvel too woke or whatever, well, that comes straight from the motherfucking top.
Yep,
it's in the DNA.
And literally, like, Stan Lee made the Black Panther characters started up around when the Black Panthers started up, you know what I'm saying? Like in the 60s, you know what I'm saying? And like, this isn't something that happened in the 2000s to make a bunch of money. Now, don't get me wrong. I mean, I'm sure he was selling these to make money, but I mean, he's selling these to little white kids, which is probably why it wasn't as popular. I mean, let's keep it real, man. I wasn't a huge Black Panther. I was a mainstream guy, you know what I'm saying? But I saw him in the comics. I knew who he was. I knew he was around. So yeah, this is the Marvel. It just because listen. It will explode your brain when what's in your head doesn't match what you see on TV. You know what I'm saying? It will explode your brain, and it's happened to us sometimes. If we picture somebody as black and they end up not being that, we might be a little upset, but that's because we've already been shortchanged enough. You know,
like if they make a Thundercats movie and Panthro's not black, I don't know if we can handle that. Like that's a black dude.
That is true. Right. That is 100% true.
A black guy. Piccolo, Dragon Ball Z Piccolo, that's a black dude.
Piccolo, black,
yeah, come on, yeah.
I don't know, man. I don't know. Piccolo.
That's a brother right there.
Vince, I respect you, but if you're gonna sit here and tell me Piccolo's not black, this might have to be the end of our friendship, sir.
I mean, he's literally green. I know what you mean by that.
Piccolo's black.
He's black.
I'm messing with you. But I feel you. I'm 100%. Yeah, but if it's when it's time to cast Piccolo in a live action, it better be a black actor.
Yes, preferably Samuel Jackson. I think
my God, that would be hilarious.
Would be the best Piccolo ever. Yo.
Just make a Piccolo movie with Sam Jackson now. That's all I want to see.
Put the spirit ball up, motherfucker, and then you sold the goddamn spirit ball, motherfucker. You tried me high, bitch.
Exactly.
I'm here for
just want to see him.
All right. Well, I'm not mad. What's missing is Hollywood. Jesus. Yeah, you're right. You're right about that, Ahan. And thanks for sticking around.
Holly G.
Yeah, that dude is hilarious. Bring back Borat too, man. That dude is funny too, yo.
Now we need Cowboy Snoop in his own series.
Yes.
Nah, man. Nah.
Where's Cowboy Snoop at?
I'm cool on Cowboy Snoop, man. I don't even know. Did we ever even talk about
Can't
it?
hear you, Ty. I think you're muted.
Oh, Ty, you talking?
Yeah.
Ty?
Yeah. My bad. But nah, I was like, yeah, he was talking about Cowboy Snoop. I second that motion.
Yeah. Oh, here's the name, the title of the movie, Homie on the Range. Come on, y'all. It's right there. The marketing is right there.
I don't know if I want to pay $18 to watch Snoop smoke weed on a horse for 2 hours.
I'll buy your ticket. I'll Venmo you the money for your ticket.
All right, baby. So here's something that we're dudes going to talk about that we thought was at least worthy of it, man. Let's watch this new trailer and see if it's worth of our time. Man. What's going on?
My son sacrificed his life to save me. These powers are not a gift, but a curse. Born out of rage. So I'm out to them.
This loose cannon needs to be locked down before innocent people start getting hurt.
He's been asleep for 5,000 years.
You find us a cell that can hold him, we'll take care of the rest.
Who's on the team?
I didn't bring a passport.
You don't need passports. We're the Justice Society.
Oh, the Justice Society?
Black Adam.
We're here to negotiate your peaceful surrender.
Heard about it, these three killings this afternoon.
I'm not peaceful. Nor do I surrender. Here we go. I kneel before no one.
You didn't come here to seek justice. You came to exact revenge.
Too much enemy fire to catch surrender.
I never said I was a hero.
Giving you respect, I expect the same thing.
You believe you are not worthy. But fate does not make mistakes.
I'll fight for you. Just a war going on outside we ain't safe from.
You have two paths. You can be the destroyer of this world. Or you can be its savior.
Honestly, bro, I had to walk away, man, because I felt like I was watching the whole movie. This nigga's putting out the whole movie. Yeah, man. Like,
that tells me that you're interested in the movie, though. Like, which is for DC, that hasn't really. I don't think that's been the case for you a lot, and I know it hasn't been the case for me a lot. But this looks like this may be the first step into the perfect world where we envision. We've talked about where we have good DC and good Marvel. Like, I love that we may be walking towards that. Hopefully that is the case, because I would love for this to be a great movie.
You know what? That would be great. I think that we've already taken steps towards that. I think the
Peacemaker.
Shazam. I still think Shazam is overrated.
Yeah,
I think Shazam is literally like next to. All right, look here. I'm gonna rate DC movies, and here's the thing: with DC movies, you almost can't count Batman, right? Like, because they're always gonna be the best. I mean, I don't know. But for me, like, I have to take the Dark Knight series out. I have to take like the Michael Keaton, sequels out, because like those are classics. You know what I'm saying? So like, it's not even fair to bring them into it. So if we leave out all Batman movies, that were standalone Batman movies, okay, no DCEU movies, not like Batman versus Superman, then I would say like Shazam, Wonder Woman. I still will defend BVS. I still think Batman versus Superman, although there was a lull for a while in the middle of it, it's still not nearly as bad as everybody's making it out to be. And I didn't mind the Zack Snyder Justice League. Peacemaker, phenomenal, no complaints, period. You know what I'm saying? I even like Flash. But in terms of cinema, I really think that Shazam was the first movie. Shazam, damn near Wonder Woman a little bit, but Shazam specifically because it's not what I would call a list character for DC. I think Shazam kicked off a different type of movie where we got to see a different type of character with similar powers, but a different way to get to him, a completely different backstory, and a different cast of characters. And that was refreshing. And I mean, that was, and then with the second Suicide Squad, not the first one, but the second one that was led by our boy
Idris Elba.
No, Idris Elba, but the director that came from Marvel.
James Gunn.
James Gunn. That was a good movie. It wasn't great. It wasn't phenomenal. It was good. It was a step. I like Idris. So I think that DC has been low key doing these things. But Black Adam is going to be like it's going to be like a higher stepping stone. You know what I'm saying? Because now you're bringing in The Rock and his millions upon millions upon millions of people that'll watch any shit movie he makes. And this doesn't look like it's going to be a shit movie. You know what I'm saying? Like, it looks like it has some real legs. I'm a little nervous because The Rock is not Meryl Streep.
He's just The Rock and everything.
Yeah, you know. Go ahead, Ty.
To that point, there's a few white men that I just like when it comes to their swag. I just really just like think they swag, and I'm just gonna say these dudes. Pierce Brosnan is one of them dudes. I just think it's swag, man. He got a swag about him, and I just, as an old man, I hope that I got that swag when I get that old, right? And then Captain Jean-Luc Picard, like yo, he got a swag about him. My man got that swag, man. It's just something about him. And then the late great Sean Connery, you know what I'm saying? He had a swag about him, man. Just one of them dudes that just had that swag. Pierce Brosnan is a good enough actor to hold the scenes where you don't really want to rely on, or where you need acting to come into play. Also, this dude right here,
is it Hawkman?
I don't know his name, but I've seen him in multiple stuff, and he's a pretty good, solid actor. So you're surrounding them with solid actors. Of course, you're bringing back Amanda Waller.
That's a big deal.
Obviously, so you're bringing around him a supporting cast that when you need those real acting moments, they can come into play. I think when it comes to the action sequences, you got the right guy with The Rock. You got the right guy, you know, to contend with whatever. Because I very briefly saw the who looks to be the villain of the story, and at first it looks like it's gonna be Black Adam. Then obviously at some point during the storyline, it looks like he may turn good to the good guys. But it's gonna be interesting to see how that unfolds. I'm really excited through the trailer for this.
Can I interrupt you with that? All right. So this is why I have a little bit of Black Adam is kind of like Venom to Spider-Man for Shazam, right? Like they're like as far as anti-heroes go. So I'm a little disconcerted by some of the stuff that The Rock has said already. You know what I'm saying? About his character. And I don't like to speculate, so we'll just go directly to his words. But if I'm not mistaken, let me see if I can find it here. The Rock has already stated that he has had some influence in the script. He's had some influence in the depiction of the character as he's changing the way that it was originally meant to be. And the reason he's doing so is because he believes that this will be a better service to his fans. And that is scary. That's scary to me. That's very Fast and Furious. You know what I'm saying? Now, do I think it's going to fuck up the movie success? No, absolutely not. But I'd be a little upset if for some reason out the blue, this guy who was basically, if they do the Venom shit, where this guy who was a villain, you know, with some good qualities, ends up being a hero. They basically made Venom as a hero. He's not an anti-hero anymore. Don't give me that bullshit. All right. I know that he's fighting himself in the movies from eating other people. All right. I get that. But he's no longer just some dude who just does shit unrelentingly. He is a hero now. You know what I'm saying? And I'm afraid that they will start making villains into heroes just for the sake of the almighty buck. You know what I'm saying? And I feel like that's what's going to happen with Black Adam. And I think that this movie is going to suffer for it. And then, thank you for coming to my TED Talk.
I don't necessarily disagree with you. I think that I mean, because I've definitely had a problem with Venom having his own movie outside of Spider-Man. I think that was, I mean, we know it was all for the money and all that other stuff, and it's unfortunate, but yeah, if you're not wrong to be worried that this could be a similar situation. It looks like they might have managed to shove a good story in here. They've got him going against the Justice Society, which can keep him in that villain realm for long enough, perhaps. And maybe he reluctantly, the old trope of like the reluctant team up with the quote good guys to take down, the enemy of my enemy is my friend sort of thing. And, you get together and you do the whole thing. But yeah, I worry. I have my main concerns are are we just going to see another movie where it's just like The Rock, but in a different costume? I hope this character has more, has more depth than just The Rock being The Rock and doing Rock shit.
How, Ty?
Hopefully, the director. That's where a good director comes into play. And when The Rock starts to do, The Rock shit, you're like, yo, this movie's not called The Rock. This movie is called Black Adam. We're gonna need you to be Black Adam.
Yeah. I don't know there, Tyrone. I think the whole reason you get The Rock is for The Rock to do Rock shit. Like that. Like there's not one movie that I've seen The Rock in, honestly.
Yeah. At
some point that The Rock didn't do Rock shit. I mean, whether it's the look or the like the bravado, that's what makes Rock sellable, likable. He came from wrestling. Everybody who knows The Rock, he came from wrestling. Everything that made The Rock was all about his bravado, his witty little sayings here. You little jabroni, you know what I'm saying? I mean, like whatever he would always have his little thing. That's what people all around the world fell in love with. When he came to the movies, all he did was learn how to translate that to cinema and make money. He did the same. He was the same guy.
As a business, sorry, go ahead, Vince.
No. I just didn't want to see what I was putting on the screen.
Oh yeah. No, as a business plan, it's a great business plan, and I'm sure.
I'm like, right quick. Oh shit! Wait.
This movie is probably going to be very successful. It's probably going to make a bunch of money. And The Rock will have a lot to do with that. But he will, whether or not the movie is a good movie and the character is a good character, is also on The Rock. And I have nothing against it. I feel like The Rock is great in certain, like, give him like the disaster movies and give him the action comedies and stuff like that. Like that's his wheelhouse. He could just show up, he could say a few lines, he could make fun of Kevin Hart for being short, and then boom, we're good. Like we got what we need, right? I'm hesitant to to be completely on board until I see him become somebody else, like really become a character. And when you're talking about something like this, like Black Adam, like you do have to give it something else.
Yeah, I think that what The Rock is going to have to give in this one is his ability to act like anything other than, just a big strong man. I mean, but that calls for exactly what this role is. So I don't see how it can't be. You know what I'm saying? Like this isn't an emergency room. This isn't a courtroom. Like how can The Rock, be anything like this? This role is tailor made for Dwayne Johnson to be The Rock. You know what I'm saying? Like there's no other reason for him to be it. Like I'm not expecting any Academy Awards. But that's my opinion. I
don't expect him. Yeah, I don't expect him to be like a top-notch actor. I'm not expecting like a great acting performance. All I want is to just not be in the movie theater like The Rock. You know what I mean? Like I just want I want to be in the Black Adam world. You know what I mean? Like, because The Rock takes me out of shit because I'm just like, oh, that's just The Rock doing The Rock shit. So like, he takes me out of a movie. I want to be firmly in that shit and just be in that world.
So if his eyebrow goes up, you're gonna walk out.
If his eyebrow goes up and I'm like, yo, Black Adam's eyebrow just shot up. You know what I mean? Because he has embodied this character of Black Adam, then great. You know what I mean? But if he's if Black Adam is represented only in the costume,
right,
and the powers, then to me that is a bit of a failure on The Rock's part. But if Black Adam has some more characterization, some more stuff about him that's not just like I'm big and strong and mad, then I think that'll be a success. And I think Rock's capable of it.
That's fair. Here's what the article
bring a lot of intensity to this role. And I think it just based off what I just saw in the trailer, I think this may be one of his best acting performances just because it is an action role. It's not going to require a lot of depth on his part. And again, he has a supporting cast. I mean, and after really watching this, they're doing everything right now that I look up now that I'm looking at how they're rolling this out, because I almost forgot about Black Adam. You know what I'm saying? Like I literally told Tyrone this the other day, like they're not doing anything as far as advertisement, but I needed this trailer to remind me how good of the first trailer was. Because I remember the first trailer when they found him, and that first trailer was pretty damn good. So then to see this trailer and know that this is not the last trailer. I know this is not the last trailer coming up to the movie. So hey, all right, so I'm with it.
All right, I may have to retract my statement after reading this further with more context. I don't think that The Rock was trying to I don't think that the statement that I originally read, I think I misinterpreted it. And let me explain. So here's a quote from The Rock, and I'll read the whole paragraph. When Warner Brothers began development on a Shazam movie in 2014, Johnson signed on to co-star as Black Adam, but when the film starring Zachary Levi, we're talking about Shazam, was released in 2019, there was no Rock and almost no Black Adam either. When the first draft of the movie came to us, it was a combination of Black Adam and Shazam, 2 origin stories in one movie, Johnson recalls. Now that was the goal, so it wasn't a complete surprise. But when I read that, I knew in my gut, we can't make this movie like this. We would be doing Black Adam an incredible disservice. It would have been fine for Shazam having 2 origin stories converged in one movie, but not for Black Adam. Now, when I first read that, it reeked to me of, wait a minute, I don't like the way you're doing this. Let's do it this way. Because it would better serve me. You know what I'm saying? Even though he tries to kind of hide it behind like be doing the fans a disservice, it sounds like, yeah, I don't want to fucking co-star in a fucking movie. You know what I'm saying? What the fuck is that? You know what I'm saying? But maybe I read more into it. When I read it again, because I read this, a while back. When I read it again just now, it did sound a little more like they were like maybe they didn't want to combined Shazam and Black Adam as one movie with two origin stories. And that would be a bad thing for Black Adam. The weird comment, though, that sticks with me is the last thing he says is it would have been fine for Shazam having two origin stories converge in one movie, but not good for Black Adam. And that's, I think, what I'm like, the fuck?
Yeah, the way I'm interpreting it is if you do it in the Shazam movie, then you have hero and villain. And he didn't want Black Adam to be a villain. He wants Black Adam to be a hero. And so I think that's my interpretation of this thing. And, you know, I can't say that's how he feels, but it seems like he wanted that door to be open for Black Adam to be a hero. And, you know, he's probably trying to make sure that he's got, you know, not just one movie, but several movies that he could be a part of, you know, throughout the DC universe. He knows he's a smart. If The Rock knows one thing outside of, you know, wrestling and you know, being cool and shit like that, is how to make money. This dude makes money, and he will not stop doing that. He's going to keep cashing those checks. And I think this was him just making sure that this is not a one and done for him.
Okay, I mean, and he may not be wrong. You know, the movie Shazam was great without him in it. You know, there's no need to put him in it. But I do think, guys, and we can start, you know, talking about the D23 Expo, and we can get up out of here after this a little bit. But I do think that Ty is right, that we're going to start seeing a more bountiful comic book culture emerge. And I think that Marvel, unfortunately, and we can disagree on this or not, but Marvel is unfortunately giving DC a little bit of wriggle room here to catch up, you know, because with them kind of saturating the market, which I still have a little bit of an issue with, by the way. But I think that the combination of Marvel and Disney coming together makes folks feel like it's saturation. Because nobody says anything about all of those CW shows that DC has and all those cartoons and you know, and the Titans and Doom's Patrol and, you know, Suicide Squad. Like, it was like, oh my God, slow down. There's too much shit coming out at once. I mean, but even though, you know, DC doesn't have 2 or 3 movies dropping a year, so maybe they have a point. But I think that DC, with these movies specifically, Shazam and Black Adam, are going to usher in a new era of fandom. And if they're smart, they would ride those coattails and start trying to usher in more characters that are not mainstream, like the Fab Five that they keep using. You know, Batman, Superman, Wonder Woman, Flash, and Aquaman. So I think that this is the turning point. And if this movie kills the way it's more than likely going to, there's no way it can't with those names in it. Then Marvel might have reason to be a little nervous.
I'm not ready to even talk about DC and Marvel, or DC as a threat to Marvel. I don't, and even let's say DC, the next 5-6 movies they drop, the next shows they drop, all resounding successes. I still don't think that that's a threat to Marvel. I think worst case scenario is, or it's not even a worst case scenario. It's just like now you just have 2 different franchises putting out good shit. But Marvel's not going to stop, and I don't think Marvel's going to change anything based on what DC's doing. They're already like they're in a different galaxy doing other shit. Like, they're not even concerned with this. Marvel doesn't care what DC's doing right now, in my opinion.
Yeah, not right now.
And it'll be like, I basically what I'm saying is I think the DC versus Marvel thing is sort of a fallacy that we create as fans, just to, you know, because we like to compare stuff and it's fun. But when it comes to them actually doing their shit, I don't think they're, you know, it's not like that. I don't think it's. I think the rivalry goes as far as the fans take it.
Well, okay. I don't know, man. I think that Marvel in the back rooms talk about shit like this. You know what I'm saying? Like, I do. I mean, they already take some of this content. You know, I mean, Shazam originally was Captain Marvel.
Captain Marvel,
You know?
yeah, oh yeah, for sure. Like, yeah, and you know that this is speaking to the movie days now. That now the old comic book days, the shit was obviously like pretty salty. Like they were getting spicy back then. They were taken from each other and you know given different versions and shit like that, without a doubt. And I think we keep that spirit alive, which I love. I like the soft rivalry. I love it. It's fun to do it. You know what I mean? But I just don't think any business decisions are being made based on what either company is doing.
I think in close, I think that may change if the tide starts changing. I think Marvel is very comfortable right now on their hill. But if the tide starts changing for DC and they start being looked at, if the Zack Snyder's and if that wave of production continues over the course of the next few years and they start presenting themselves as more of a formidable, you know, competitor, Marvel may find themselves changing their tune. I mean, one thing I did love about DC is their R-rated content. I love the fact that on Titans, you know, they use real curse words, you know, and that they'll do drugs and, you know, you'll see blood. And I love that. You know what I'm saying? I mean,
yeah, if you were awake during the episodes, you could see that shit.
I tried. Hey, yo, well, hold on real quick. Before anything else, Nolly, we're sitting here on D23 watch.
I am
what's going on?
Refreshing like a motherfucker. Right now is Lucasfilm.
Okay, so
they're doing Lucasfilms and Marvel and 20th Century Fox in one panel. So D23,
can you please tell us about it real quick?
So D23 is Disney's annual kind of like Comic-Con-esque thing where they announce everything that's coming up. And it's usually where we get the biggest Marvel announcements, casting announcements, and Star Wars information. Disney, Pixar did their shit yesterday. Cute, yeah, okay. But we're all here for Marvel, so I am refreshing every live tweeting Twitter account right now. And right now they're talking about Andor. They have the cast there. I just want to know what's coming next. Apparently, we're getting Tales of the Jedi streaming in October. So we'll get more Ahsoka stuff, which is great. Go ahead.
Okay, hold on. Looks like
just whenever you're done, I was gonna make a recommendation.
That's all we got.
For
so on Disney Plus right now, there's a 10-minute like special about Andor. And I watched it, and it has me so hyped for that show. That show looks like it's going to be the best Disney show. My expectations are really high for this. I've been trying to keep them under control, but like everything that I'm seeing about it,
better than Mandalorian.
I think it has. I think it has the ability and the subject matter, especially, to be a better all-around show than The Mandalorian. But that's not taking anything from The Mandalorian. I fucking love The Mandalorian, and I cannot wait to see more Mandalorian.
It doesn't. I feel the complete opposite. When I watched that 10-minute special, it cooled me off. I was like, oh man, it's going. You know what I'm saying? Like I don't know why I lost interest after watching the special for some reason.
I'm curious to hear, but like what
you know why?
What you felt watching? Yeah, what's up?
Well, I think it was because it became evident to me that it was going to be completely like it was Rogue One-esque. Of course, obviously with Andor being a spinoff, which means that it won't be Jedi led. There'll be no Force, no Sith, no. It's going to be very Stormtrooper, very Han Solo. You know what I'm saying? Which I don't mind, but I love the Jedi aspect of the Star Wars universe. So I get, and even now, the Mandalorian has even learned that even just throwing in a lightsaber, even if it's a dark saber, kind of just adds to to more Star Wars canon and lore being in the series. So I for one am nervous. I'm not as geeked up as I was before after watching the sets and everything that they're going to be using. It felt very Han Solo, very, very Solo. And Solo hasn't had the greatest of success. Even though I would argue that it was a good standalone movie, especially
I really enjoyed Solo.
Yeah, seeing how I love the Chewie origin story. But I'm just a little nervous, you know what I'm saying? Because whenever you outside of Mandalorian, which did end up having a lightsaber, whenever you have a Star Wars project without those few canon elements, the Force, the Jedi Sith struggle, the lightsabers. I get a little nervous that those huge aspects of that Star Wars that I love the most, that made me, Star Wars fan, isn't going to draw me into this content. You know what I'm saying? Like that. It took me 2 watches to like Rogue One. You know what I'm saying?
I feel you. I can understand that where you might miss Jedi and those elements of Star Wars. I love those things too. For me though, what Rogue One did so well, and what I am hoping Andor does really well, is really get to the biggest part of Star Wars, which is a revolution story. It's a revolution story. It's a down with the Empire story, and we rarely got to see like now. In Clone Wars, we saw it sometimes. In some of the prequels, we saw it. In Rogue One, we definitely saw it, but we rarely got to see the wars part of Star Wars. Like, true. And to see the way they're approaching a growing and fomenting revolution against an empire that just won their war, pretty much. But like that to me is some of the most intriguing shit that you can really get down into, and that's where there's so much rich story to be told. So I'm thinking that when we get into the show, when we're a couple episodes into the show, and I really do think that that the stories and the revolution itself, the rebellion, is going to really win people over. I hope that's the case. I think it did in Rogue One.
Yes,
it was very ground level. Whenever we saw like battles and stuff, like the battle on that beach with the Imperial walkers coming through.
Yeah.
The perspective from which we saw that was just fantastic. It was different from the raid on Hoth, because raid on Hoth, we saw a lot of that from a sky level. You know what I mean? What's up?
Oh, I was just gonna say, what it does have helping it is the fact that the lead character is not a mainstream character that people can bitch and moan about how they would have been in the comics, you know what I'm saying, or how they would have actually been. And so there's that free reign that they get, kind of like they did with Mando, where there's nothing for them to line up with from the past.
Right.
So whatever the fuck happens. But where I am worried is when you interject this storyline, which, if I'm not mistaken, is like right around, it's before 3. It's like right around episode 5
years, basically 5 years after the rise of the Empire.
So 5 years after which
episode 3.
Yeah. So is this before or after Rogue One?
Before Rogue One. After Rogue One, none of those people would be in the show because they're all ashes. But
my bad. Yeah. I forgot.
Yeah, it's before Rogue One.
It's a prequel. Yeah. So, all right. Well, then for that, this is developmental. Yeah, we'll look to see.
Yeah.
They just said on the panel that it's gonna chronicle the awakening of a revolution.
Yeah. Also,
and it's 12 episodes.
Oh, that's great. And I do. Sorry.
Go ahead, Ty.
Oh no, I do want to say, like, just when this show is happening in our world right now, like as we see, like, just the state of our world socially and politically, I feel like this show will feel like what Star Wars felt like when it first came out, because it's telling a very important story, and the parallels with things that have happened in our world and things that are currently happening are there without a doubt. And I think so. I think that'll be timely. And I like Star Wars as a political drama. I think it works really well that way.
It's so funny because if you take Star Wars and watch it as a kid, and then turn around and watch it as an adult, you see it as almost two completely different movies. You know, like I didn't even realize the political element of it until I was an adult.
Think about it.
You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
What is this? Oh, we got the Andor trailer.
We got the final trailer at the panel just now.
Oh, just right now? Hold on, let's throw this up right. Yo, so you're watching it live?
No, I didn't. I wasn't trying to pay.
I don't think they're streaming it anywhere.
They're not streaming it publicly.
But are there different panels going on at once?
Yes. There are different panels going on at once, but I'm only trying to follow Lucasfilm and the Marvel panel.
All right, cool. Check this out, guys. So this is fresh off the presses. Thanks to Nolly. Here's the Andor preview.
Saboteurs.
Uh-oh. Did I do that?
Assassins. We've all done terrible things on behalf of the rebellion. Cassian Andor. Don't matter what you tell me or tell yourself. You'll ultimately die fighting these bastards. Wouldn't you rather give it all at once to something real?
We've chosen a side. We're fighting against the dark.
There is an organized rebel effort. Drill down and get a hunt started.
You realize what you set in motion? People will suffer.
Time has come to force their hand.
At what cost?
Everything! Every day we wait, they get stronger.
Let's take it by surprise.
For your greater good.
Call it what you will.
It's calling.
War.
We keep us standing on top. Right.
Let's go! Star Wars Andor 3-episode premiere streaming September 21st.
Oh,
3-episode premiere. Hell yeah.
I'm ready.
Um,
September 21st.
So do you see what I'm saying though? Like I'm happy to see a TIE fighter. I'm happy to see the worlds, but the whole time I'm watching it, I was waiting for something. I was waiting for a lifesaver. That don't mean there won't be one in there. You know?
I see what you're saying. I don't personally feel the same way though. So like, and that's just, just a difference of opinion. But I see if like, because I used to feel that way. With you, I was like, Rogue One, this is interesting, because that was like the first real dive into like non Jedi focused, non Skywalker focused shit, right? So I feel you there, but eventually, as you talked about, like watching things as an adult, things just became different. So I sort of grew like a love for the political side of it, the rebellion side of it. So hopefully maybe this will be your next step into that. Maybe it'll be something that wins you over. I hope so. But maybe you'll watch it and be, I just cannot do this without seeing some damn lightsabers. You know what I mean?
No, now listen. Like I said, I after a second watch, I came to the not like but love Rogue One, especially Donnie Yen. I had a greater respect for him.
Because he was like, I love the Jedi, and you were like, me too.
Exactly. So I mean, you can't. I mean, I don't want to say you can't, but it would. I would hope one wouldn't fault me for that. I mean, everybody has their own element, for watching something. I mean, I came into Marvel via Spider-Man. So without Spider-Man, I might not have been, so if, so I came into to Star Wars via lightsaber, like the shit lit up when I saw that green lightsaber. I'll never forget when I saw that green lightsaber light up on the screen, and Jabba's palace, and freaking Luke grabbing Leia, and then jumping over there and hey, let's go, don't forget the droids, and that's Star Wars to me. So when I don't see that hero save the day, jump from, it took a while for that to register. The only other project I had seen that wasn't like, Jedi-esque was like the Ewok movie from
like little Life Day celebration.
Right. Yeah. The big spider and shit.
I can to let you off the hook a little bit, because like I do see, and I hope that that I don't that I don't devalue your opinion because of this, because for me, like to me, it reminds me of how I feel about a movie like Venom, where I'm like, with no Spider-Man, it doesn't work. You know what I mean? And so that's how I feel about it. But other people are like, I love Venom. Venom was great. You know what I mean? So just I bring that up just so I respect what you're saying. Just letting you know that I feel a little bit differently, but with respect.
Nah, hey, I appreciate that. That's why it's easy to talk to you, man. Yeah, I mean, so now I hope that this is going to be a good show. Having said that, you know what I'm saying? I mean, it starts next week, next 2 weeks,
2 weeks, yeah,
26,
roughly 2 weeks.
So yeah, so I'm looking forward to that. I don't. It doesn't have like, it doesn't seem like it's getting a lot of hype the same way that some other shows were, you know. So
like Boba Fett.
Yeah, like Boba Fett. So I think that'll work in its favor. Honestly, I think that'll work in its favor.
Do you think it's because of those shows like Boba Fett that maybe they just kind of like
honestly don't? I think it's because it doesn't come with a built-in fan base for the character. Only a small one, mind you. But Boba Fett was such a larger than life character that they had to make another show and gave him way too much of a role in the prequels. Like, they was like, oh, y'all like this dude in a costume? Well, we'll give you armies of people in costume. You know what I'm saying? They made like a home. They ended up making this dude's dad I was like, all right, you know, calm down. You know what I'm saying? Like,
they copy pasted him a bunch of times. They were like, great, we can do this.
Yeah, like, we're gonna make this bounty hunter the DNA source of all the armies for the entire. So I mean, there's built-in backstory and fan and loved them and folks who've cosplayed. Nobody's gone anywhere as this character. Nobody, you know, we're gonna start seeing him at cosplayed at different events now. But you haven't been seeing that for the past 30 years, which is the case for Boba Fett. Not for Mandalorian, however, which is, again, that's me speculating. That's why stories without, you know, long histories have greater success, because there's less room for criticism to compare it by the original. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. And the thing with Star Wars is that, like, the movies that we have so far barely scratch the surface of the story, because there's a mountain of novels. Then there's like games that people don't really play. There's a shit ton of lore in Knights of the Old Republic that we don't touch on in movies and stuff like that. So like, the world is so vast, and like, we can't just, you know, a revolution has to start somewhere, but the movies just jump into it. So to see the buildup and stuff is going to be pretty interesting. And the fact that it's 12 episodes, and Diego Luna just described it as a 12 episode film. So he's like, you're basically watching a 12-hour movie.
Okay.
So I'm expecting some good things. Like, they're just releasing stills of like stormtroopers walking through the city right now. And so I'm hyped. Also, someone saw Elizabeth Olsen, and they're like speculating that we're getting a Scarlet Witch movie.
Ooh, shit.
Do we want a Scarlet Witch movie?
Fuck yeah, we want a Scarlet Witch movie. I'll turn this table over.
House of M, let's go.
No more mutants.
I mean, what's she gonna do?
House of M.
Oh shit. I hadn't thought about that. Yeah.
Let's be very, very clear. Elizabeth Olsen has her stock rose. And it wasn't even her movie. You know what I'm saying? Her stock rose in Doctor Strange's movie, which you would think Doctor Strange's stock would rise, but it was total opposite. She stole the show in his movie.
Yep.
Also, she's coming off WandaVision.
Yeah, and WandaVision too. But I think she propelled herself even higher. Mm-hmm. And now that they, you know, that. For them to be speaking about doing a movie, her movie now, just kind of lets you know how her stock has risen. For them to be talking about her as in a movie right now.
The interesting thing would be to see what happens with the kids, with Quicksilver, with Vision. Mm-hmm. You know, they haven't really been talking about
with
those characters. They, you know, I mean, Vision's out there. You know, White Vision was out there, bro.
Right.
You know? And also, you know, in what universe do Speed and Wiccan actually exist as real people? You know, and does that bring them to Earth 616, or are they just real people in 838? or how does that work? So I mean, I guess I could see House of M also involves mutants. So I mean that once again brings in the mutiny, the mutantness.
Also,
Mutants.
Andor is getting a season 2.
Also getting what? Season 2?
Andor, yeah. It hasn't even aired yet.
We're getting season 2 of Andor already?
Production will begin soon, apparently.
Jesus. Talk about confidence. All right. Well, you know what? I guess we're here for it.
I'm trying to see what this is about.
A lot of my excitement about Andor too is I really do believe that they set out, like, I know everybody sets out to make a good show, but both Boba Fett and Obi-Wan to me just felt like this is what the fans want, so let's give them what they want. This show seems like they went out there and they're like, let's make a good fucking Star Wars show. Like, let's really kill this. Like, because the way they were talking about it, it sounds like they get it. You know what I mean? Like the director and Diego Luna were talking about it, and they sounded excited about it. Like they were very excitedly talking about just the way the show looks, the way it feels, the subject matter and stuff. And when I see actors and when I see directors and stuff doing press, and like I feel like you can pick up on when they really, really are proud of what happened, and this seemed to hit like that for them.
Go ahead.
No, go ahead.
Well, I was gonna say, well, with you said that now Andor, if I'm not mistaken, they've been making this movie forever. It feels like they've been making it for like 10 years.
12 episodes.
Yeah, they announced it. They announced it like I think it was only announced last year.
Really?
Yeah, like after it was definitely after the first season of Mandalorian. But yeah,
Well,
it
maybe
got announced the same time they announced like Obi-Wan and shit like that. They announced Andor, as well as a couple other shows that we
You know what I think I'm thinking of? I think I'm thinking of is it Oblivion? What's that video game that's supposed to come out? That's coming out in like 10 years. There's like a Star Wars game.
I forgot what it's called, but
I know what you're talking.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about, and I'm looking forward to that because, like Nolly was saying earlier, like there's so much that hasn't been explored in Star Wars. Yeah, the mysticism behind and also the different perspectives of like Jedi and what it means, the religious aspects of it, the mystic aspects. It's not all just one thing. Like Jediism, I guess, isn't a monolith. You know, there are people who practice it differently and who draw from different sources of power and stuff. There's so much there. It's crazy. And those shows, like if they get into like the Old Republic and shit, and into like the past, like the early days of the Jedi, I feel like that'll be some stuff where you're like, okay, like I'm in it.
Go ahead.
I don't know if y'all watched The Bad Batch, but season 2 premieres January 4th.
Yeah, I couldn't get through The Bad Batch.
I never got through The Bad Batch either.
I watched Bad Batch.
I watched
it. I know
it.
you did. I struggled. I really did.
It's not the easiest watch. I'm not gonna lie. It took it. I waited for it to get better. Something about, God damn it, Omega. Something about her annoys the shit out of me. You know what I'm saying? I hate to say it because I don't want to I don't want to sound like I'm down on women or girls.
Objectively, Omega sucked. They should have just stopped telling her to stay here. Like she was never going to stay here. Omega doesn't stay here. Okay.
She always outside the goddamn ship getting in trouble. You know what I'm saying? We ain't come over here. See,
Omega, stay here.
So October 26th, we'll get Tales of the Jedi. It'll be a 6-part series. 3 of the shorts focus on Ahsoka, and 3 will be on Dooku.
What?
Interesting.
What? Tales of the Jedi?
Animated.
Oh, okay. All right. Tales of the Jedi. All right.
Has anybody? I mean, have they said anything about? Because I do believe that the new trailer for The Little Mermaid dropped.
Yo, man, I'm glad you spoke on that because queued up right here.
I'm glad you had it queued up because I haven't seen it. So
so this is what the fuss is all about.
Not a Black Mermaid.
That's the beginning.
Out of the sea.
Oh, not even close.
Out of the sea. Wish I could be
You better sing that shit.
part of that world.
Yes.
Niggas is out there like, yo, I teared up, son. Yo,
I saw a video of her. She and her sister were talking about that movie, and she was talking about how, she was basically just talking about how she felt auditioning for the part, and then later getting the part, and like you could tell it meant so much to her, and like she was emotional, and like I was like, that's really cool. This is the only time I've been excited for one of these live action Disney remakes. Is because I'm like, it's cool to see it. You know what I mean? I do wish though that they would, with all these damn remakes, that they would stop like dulling the colors, like make it vibrant and beautiful. You know what I mean? It's, that part. I think part of the reason why like Beauty and the Beast sucked, and I don't know anything about Aladdin. I couldn't even bring myself to watch it.
I know.
But y'all should both give it a shot.
Yeah,
Aladdin was good. Aladdin was
it?
very colorful. I don't know what. Yeah, Aladdin was very colorful.
Or
Okay.
Colorful.
Okay, maybe because after a couple of them, I was like, I can't do this anymore. Like it's just like they're taking all the life out of them. Like how could live action have less life than drawn animation? You know what I mean? But like no, but I'll try Aladdin out.
Yeah,
Aladdin, I mean, I'm not saying that it's phenomenal, and it's not going to beat the first one. All right, that's impossible. Okay,
yeah,
so
no.
let's just. And this is my issue with the whole remake the original movie movement, is that it's impossible to surmount the original with the exact same plot, with the exact same characters. You're not going to do better on screen with actors than you could do with animation. It's not possible. The closest they got, frankly, I'm going to keep it real. One of Disney's undersung heroes in the last couple of years was Cruella. Cruella was a good fucking movie. And why is that? It's because it took elements of the movie we know and it focused on a completely different character and her perspective, and it wasn't completely clean. It had some dark moments, and that's what was dope about it. And but if they had just done, which they have already done, the 101 Dalmatians series live action version, which I actually think was one of the few that could actually be well represented by on-screen version. I just think that it gets a little ahead of itself when you start like just trying to do the same like there's no way in the world Will Smith was going to be able to, even with all the CGI in the world, do the same shit that Robin Williams did with this Disney. You know what I'm saying? There's no way in the world Abu could be Abu in that movie, or Raja. You know what I'm saying? Or that Simba even could do the same shit that Simba could do in those movies. So like do it. They should have done a story on Scar, or something else. Simba's child. But just stop trying to now, because we're in a different generation, remake movies because you can do them live action with more money. I think that sucks.
We're getting a Mufasa movie.
Yeah, I'm going to say something that's going to sound stupid, and I know it when I say this, but I honestly feel like what happened. Remember with when that Sonic movie first dropped, and they had that ridiculous looking Sonic. And then everybody was like, no. And then they changed it. That change and the tone of that Sonic movie and the visuals of that Sonic movie actually makes sense. Like I feel like that's how you bring an animated world to life. And I think that it might be a good example for these Disney remakes because like they're worried about making it look real. So like I don't know how Flounder's gonna look or Sebastian's gonna look, but I'm guessing they're gonna look more like real animals, which I think will end up taking away from the movie. You know what I mean? Because it's like nobody wants to see that shit. Lobsters are ugly. You know what I mean? Like the movie, nobody's like, look at that cute little lobster. Nah, that motherfucker's ugly. You know, don't make him look like a real lobster or crab or whatever he's supposed to. You know what I mean? Like crabs are ugly shit too. You know, so like I hope they don't see like a real looking ass Sebastian running around.
Yo, but sponges are too, bro. So are starfish. They still make these motherfuckers look.
Yeah, like they make it. Like when they animate them, they make them look cuter. You know what I mean? They cute them up. You know, you just don't like have. Could you like imagine the first time you see Sebastian and it's just like a whole ass lobster just walking around just with an accent. You're like, oh god, that's nightmare fuel. I hope we don't get that shit.
You're like, oh god, you got real point there.
Yo, I don't want to see any more of these. Any updates, Nelly?
Yes, I linked Tales of the Jedi trailer. They're talking about Skeleton Crew right now and doing the Ahsoka panel.
I will need to bounce pretty soon, only because my body needs sustenance.
I need to finish them pancakes that I bitched.
I don't know why you be acting so funny. I just ate a whole acai bowl.
Well, I don't have like a wife and kids to deliver me shit.
I'm saying, like, I want someone to bring me something.
I'd be like, hey, yo, so get me something from the kitchen real quick.
I gotta show COVID.
Nothing. Nobody said a damn thing. Yeah, nobody said shit.
That's right. I completely out about
some of us are struggling out here.
DoorDash.
I'm alone.
DoorDash.
That's about to hit up.
All right, so here's I think Nolly just sent this over. Let me see if I get this up and running. Oh, I did that wrong. This page doesn't exist. That link ain't working for me.
Curious about the Marvel news. Like,
got it.
I'm not as excited and enthusiastic about the Star Wars news as you guys are. And it's just because right now, if I'm keeping score, right?
Yeah.
We've had The Mandalorian, Boba Fett, Obi-Wan.
Oh shit, Mandalorian.
I'll even throw Bad Batch in there. Just because that was in there too. So out of all of those, I would go maybe 1.5 out of 4, maybe. With the Obi-Wan getting the half mark, because I feel like it was all right. And Mandalorian getting the full go. So I have to wait and see. Like I'm at that point where I'm just like, all right, let's see. You know what I'm saying? But I don't have any type of enthusiasm.
Well, yeah, I ain't even mad at that. It's been an interesting run for Star Wars. But I'll say this in closing, kind of about the Disney movies. I hope that they get this wave out of their system. I think I've said this before, but Disney, I want you to get this out of your system. This feeling the need to bring these older classics up to speed generation wise. I don't think it's necessary. But if it's working, it must be working. But at some point in time, you will have to acknowledge that to a greater portion of your fellowship, the Maleficents, all right, and the Cruellas are a little more exciting than watching the same movies redone in a manner that ends up being lackluster than what you originally, because I can tell you right now, once they do they're gonna start doing a Princess Frog movie and shit, right?
Yeah.
And it's not going to top the original. You know what I'm saying? Like, so I think that these movies don't need to be recreated. They need to be redone, revisioned. You know what I'm saying? Like, give us something that doesn't mirror exactly what we saw because that's
like
what
maybe a Jordan Peele Princess and the Frog. Bro, that would be.
I also feel like
they would just call it Frog.
Yeah, he's a one-word title guy. Yeah,
it'd just be a picture of a cloud with warts. Let's watch this trailer, man.
Oh man.
You must face death. Honor it. Do not fear it. Jedi. Ahsoka is Jedi.
The best way I can protect you is to teach you how to protect yourself.
Master Dooku.
I want to bring peace and order to the galaxy.
Master, stop!
It is the only way you will truly have victory, my Padawan.
Again. Again.
Dooku, stand down.
I'm tired of fighting.
I've been warning them about the coming darkness. Let's hope all that training pays off.
Oh, what's up, Yaddle?
And who might you be?
Yeah, they had Yaddle in there fighting. That was awesome.
Yeah, I'm now that looks pretty good. I ain't gonna front. That looks pretty good.
Yeah.
Where?
Right there.
Oh shit.
There was a little clip before that too. You saw her more clearly.
All that training pays off.
Right there, yeah.
Damn. Oh shit. Okay.
Look at you. Now look at Yaddle hanging out. That's great.
All right. Tell us about
Looking
this
like
character. Tell us about this character, Tyrone.
Yeah, until Grogu, Yaddle was the only other one of Yoda's race that we saw in Star Wars universe. She was on the council in the prequels. We didn't know much about her, but we don't know much about their race, period. But this may give us some answers, and this is the first, like, other than her just sitting down, being part of the council. This would be the first time we actually see some Yaddle action. That's pretty cool.
Yo, I have to admit, I'm completely unfamiliar with this motherfucker. Like, I did not even know that she'd see her on the council. I didn't know that she had a name. I'm completely oblivious.
Well, if you didn't know, you better ask something. No, I feel like this will be a great introduction.
Okay. All right, cool. Because I thought it was Yoda. I swear I did.
What if it was Yoda with just like a just a fun haircut? No, I'm pretty sure that's Yaddle.
Young Yoda, back when Yoda had it.
Yes.
Did we learn anything new?
Back when Yoda was going through his what's his name? Jared Leto phase.
This isn't Yoda X. This is Yoda Little. Before he converted to Islam.
Oh, man.
He went to jail. Anyway. Yeah, that looks. Now listen. I'm gonna speak this directly to Ty, to Bad Ty, because I think you need to hear this more than anybody.
Yeah, sure.
The animated series I think, are worth the investment. They can be a hard watch at first, specifically the Clone Wars, because they don't go like, each episode is not like, okay, this leaves off right from the last episode. You know what I'm saying? Like it kind of is very like
telling a lot of different stories.
Yeah, it's kind of after school, special, kind of like tailspin, like different shit.
I started watching the Clone Wars.
Okay. I know
Wars years ago. I just haven't finished the Clone Wars, but I did.
I haven't either. I'm gonna tell you honest God truth. I skipped a few seasons. I bounced around on Clone Wars, so I have a goal to kind of just sit right all the way through it. I did bounce around, like when something significant would happen, when they would talk about the emergence of Darth Maul, or you know what I'm saying, or you know, I would be like, oh shit, let me check these seasons. But I do. But one thing in particular stands out, and that's the fight between Darth Maul and Ahsoka. And so when I'm watching this and I see so much Ahsoka focus, it gives me there almost has to be a Darth Maul appearance, right, Tyrone? I mean, they kind of as apprentices were concerned for their time's sakes, they kind of mirror each other a little bit, right? You know, I mean,
I don't think it would be out of the question to see Darth Maul. The timeline looks like it's going to be. Yeah, I guess this is all taking place like smack dab, like right in the middle of Clone Wars.
Mm-hmm.
So seeing Darth Maul wouldn't be completely out of the question.
Yeah, I mean, because even if you don't see Maul, you'll see like his brother. You'll see his, like I feel like there has to be almost with all of these Jedi origins, there has to be some sort of Maul in there, but I don't know.
Yeah, this is definitely a kind of a cheat code in that you can add in all of these familiar faces and names and stuff like that, and because you're doing it in an animated way and because you're using voice actors and stuff, like it's not you get to take a little bit of a liberty and you're more flexible. So when you see somebody show up in an animated thing, you're like, oh, okay, this person is this time, and you're not worried about like they look old or they look different, that kind of stuff. All of that stuff that we had with the first couple episodes of Boba Fett, where we were like, this is just weird, like it's it won't be like that for this show. We'll get to see. I mean, Qui-Gon, Mace Windu, Dooku, Yaddle. We'll get to see all these people.
Her show.
Was that?
It's a good segue into her show because her show premieres this year. They just said that it has the most impressive and amazing lightsaber battles.
Ahsoka?
That's
a big.
That is setting your bar very high. They better be real confident to be talking some shit like that after some of the lightsaber battles we've had.
Well, I mean, one of the best ones that has happened recently was the one with Ahsoka.
Oh, she was
amazing. The Mandalorian. You know what I'm saying? So I mean, there's room to back that up. Like that episode of season 2 of Mandalorian that Ahsoka owned, where she basically Mandalorian's show.
Yeah,
it got me hype as shit. Like and I mean that was just half of the episode. So shit, bro. I'm not gonna lie. Like I'm hella geeked up about, and I'm not a Rosario Dawson. I didn't.
And apparently she's fully committed to the character.
Yeah.
She's fully committed to the role.
Well, she lobbied for it, so she better be.
That's why I said she's fully committed.
I'm excited.
Peli Molo's coming back from Mandalorian.
Who?
Peli Molo. Sorry, Moto.
I don't know what this is.
She's the mechanic for Mandalorian.
Amy Sedaris' character. Yeah.
Okay, all right.
That's hilarious. She's great.
That says a lot. I feel like she belongs in Boba Fett, though. I don't know. She feels more Boba Fett-esque.
No, I feel like my boo belongs with Mandalorian. They need to take her off of Boba Fett because they just wasted.
I love Fennec.
My girl's talent over there.
Mandalorian needs 2 Fennecs. They need more than they need. They don't have enough Fennec. You know what I'm saying? Mando is fine.
Bo-Katan's back in season 3 too.
Whoa.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah,
because remember he was supposed to go help them. That was part of the deal.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, but now it's probably going to be the struggle over the dark saber too, right? Like, I mean, because she still want that shit, don't her?
She would like to. have the Darksaber and be the leader of Mandalore. I think she wants to restore, her family line to rule Mandalore. But because of the rules, it means that she'd have to fight and beat Din Djarin. And yeah.
Also, Giancarlo Esposito is at D23.
Told you.
Well, I mean,
he's Moff
he's
Gideon though.
Yeah, I was about to say,
So
he's
he's
Moff
presenting
Gideon
at the
and
Star Wars panel for the Mandalorian, but
yeah, I
they
mean,
think he's gonna
while
stick
you're
around for
here,
Marvel.
yeah,
By the way,
he's gonna
just wait next week.
he's gonna be rolling around. No, he's gonna be rolling around in a wheelchair. Like, see, I got this. Put me in the movie. Everything's
He
gonna be
already
great.
gonna be in the role.
I can do it.
he's gonna be bald.
Yeah, I cut my hair.
I mean,
every
he's
time I'm
wearing a
ready.
hat right now, so
I'm practicing for a
Oh, he
role.
might already be bald.
He's gonna be
That's
sitting in front of
what
people
I'm
like
Already
this.
be bald. He might. Yo, watch, bro.
Scarlet
This
Witch.
might be big announcements day, man.
They
I
still
wouldn't be
got
surprised if he learns how to read minds and
Oh.
because he's trying to put that shit out in the universe.
He actually becomes a mutant. Like if he...
We got breaking news. We got breaking news, Nolly. What's up?
It says you haven't seen Moff be vulnerable before. Only you can supply yourself with the patience to find out what comes next, is what Giancarlo said on stage. Also, Star Wars just tweeted, rumor is you wanted to see something, #The Mandalorian. So I think they're gonna drop the trailer for season 3.
Nice.
Oh shit! All right,
Yo, that's what I.
So before we bounce, yo, where can we? How can I get on D? Where can I see the? I mean, you say it costs money, but
they're not. They're
Now,
not
get,
like
you get on Twitter and follow the hashtags.
that's what I'm
You
doing.
got to do.
oh
I
man,
mean,
can you?
I think I'll come.
Can you share your page? Can you share your screen? Can we see what you see?
I'm just refreshing.
Can you send me the link that you refreshing?
Hold on. So I'm just following.
What are you
So I'm
following?
following
Yeah, go to
D23 Expo on Twitter
D23
and
Expo.
just refreshing, and
Yeah.
then
That's all you're doing?
regular #D23, and then Star Wars. Chill Geeks is also tweeting fast, so I'm just like refreshing and refreshing. And IGN is also tweeting. So, I'm just all over the place, but it's fine. I think what I'll do, because I got time today, is I'll compile a list of all the announcements and trailers and probably post them.
Yeah. Keep us in the loop on that, man. That's a big deal, man. Because I'm gonna try to find that shit. What did you just?
It's a big day and all of that kind of stuff. Man.
Yeah,
We
man,
gave
we
it-
have
They're showing the
Y'all gave it
trailer
today?
now, so it'll probably be up in a few minutes.
What, the Mandalorian trailer?
Yeah, so I'm
What? Are you?
Star
What the fuck? What?
I'll
Hold
stick
on.
around. I'll stick around for that, and then I'm out.
I keep saying I'm gonna get up and make my pancakes.
Go make your pancakes, man. You fine, man. I'm gonna try to log in on Twitter and see if I can.
It's here.
Stop it! Stop it!
Okay,
Hey, hold on, man. I'm gonna figure out how to get to it on screen.
Hold on. Okay, I shared it. It's in the chat.
You shared it? Okay. All right.
Sorry. Okay, I'm hyped.
Whoa.
Let's go.
All right. Hold
Watch
on.
this together, and then we can go eat because I know we starving.
Right.
And I
Yeah, damn,
I'm a
eat.
old lady.
That's right.
My
I do that.
My bladder's not built like it used to be. She don't hold shit no more. I sneeze and stuff comes out. I've had children, so I'm ready to use the bathroom at any moment.
Yo,
Like
I
I
don't
said,
know.
stuff comes out. Like
Mhm.
Yeah, the
I'm
TMI
thinking like
thing.
keys and change and stuff.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, she keys
Oh,
and
it's out,
change.
y'all.
I linked
Hold
it.
on,
I
hold on,
linked
hold
it. Let's go. Let's do this.
All right, I'm doing it. I'm bringing it on the screen. Hold on, I just got it.
Bring it on.
All right, it's loading and stuff. All right, here it is. Oh, yo.
We're seeing Giancarlo Esposito
You
on
see
screen.
nothing.
Yeah,
Rewind it
All right,
and
I'm
show
gonna
us.
rewind it.
Yo, is Giancarlo Esposito really this serious about making sure we know he's there?
Yeah,
Damn, bro.
that-
Like,
that-
he's just-
that
This
is-
is
that
the
is,
role.
that's correct.
we just
All
hanging
right,
out, man.
all right, whatever. Here's another black.
He was like, I am the Mandalorian trailer.
He said, y'all,
All right, hold
y'all
on.
all of me.
Here we go. Here we go.
Oh man.
Share screen, Chrome, and no audio. Yay, and go. There we go.
It's the 8-bit trailer.
This is the one that you saved? You are as its father.
Is it just me or is it buffering?
It's buffering.
Yeah, I mean the internet is being taxed right now. I mean, they're just uploaded it. Everybody's trying to watch that shit at the same time.
A clan of 2. But you have removed your helmet. And you are a Mandalorian. No more. Your cult fractured our people. Riveting them. Did you think your dad was the only Mandalorian?
Hey!
Yeah, boy.
All right, kid. Hang on. You ready for an adventure?
I love Mandalorian.
Babu
Yo,
Frick.
so Tyrone, quick question. Would you like to retract your statement now or later about Andor being bigger than the Mandalorian?
Oh no, I said it has a chance to be a better show than the Mandalorian, and I still think so.
Are you nuts? Are you outside your mind?
Not taking anything away from the Mandalorian. And this is not shitting. Like
I think storytelling wise,
yeah, Mandalorian looks like it's going to be fantastic. But I'm just saying, like, I feel like, and I feel like Andor has the chance to just be a better show. I'm just saying, and it could be. I mean, it could be 1A and 1B, and not take anything away. And this isn't. You got to choose one because I'm so excited about both. Like that looks fucking amazing.
Listen,
yo, first of all, Babu Freak. All right. First of all, Babu Freak. All right, Babu Freak is in this bitch, and that is all that matters. All right. Number 2, I do feel like these are completely different story types. Mm-hmm. I believe the Andor story is more of a tale of, things long gone. Mandalorian is happening right now. Like this shit is happening now. You know what I'm saying? Andor is already a prequel. You know what I'm saying? Like this is story uncovering stuff that nobody knows yet because it hasn't been written in a book. It hasn't had any there's nothing to preface it. Bruh, look at all the stuff we just saw. We got a whole horde of Mandalorians. I mean, look, it looks like they're falling out the sky. Carl Weathers is back. Yeah. And I know he happy, boy, because that man ain't really been working as this like Apollo, man. Come on, give me a break. Like,
yeah, and when I said that, I took into account like how good the Mandalorian is. Like I'm still giving respect to how good the Mandalorian is because it is good. It's great. Like I love it. But I'm really excited about Andor, and I think that it's gonna surprise some people. That's all I'm saying.
All right, listen, I'm past you being wrong about these two being comparable. I'm now just going in on all of the what are those things called that Jabba has by him? The little squirm. What was the little thing? There was a tree full of them shits.
What's his name? It's salacious scrum. I want to say.
I forget the name too. It'll come to me at some point. But being tossed out by the armorer, which already happened in the last season. So this kind of picks up with him soul searching. Does he still keep the black? Does he keep the dark saber as a result? Does does Moff Gideon still have claim to it, or does it make sense? Does Bo-Katan, does she have any claim to it now? Since it's kind of being unheralded, does the armor?
Those questions have been answered in Boba Fett. Actually, Din won the right to wield the Darksaber from the battle that he had with that one dude.
Yeah,
and then
with Paz Vizsla.
Yes.
But that was as a Mandalorian. All right. He since then has unveiled the fact that he had removed his helmet.
Right,
like,
but that's only. But those rules are only the rules in his what Bo-Katan calls a cult. Mandalore doesn't recognize that as the standard for being a Mandalorian. So he's still, as far as like the greater Mandalorian shit, the greater like Mandalorian like rules and stuff, he's fine. Like
how is that? Because
those like the armorer and Din, they were in sort of an exiled and no longer recognized extreme religious version of Mandalorian lore, whereas the rest of Mandalore has moved on and progressed, and they don't have these kinds of. I mean, it's just kind of like it's Old Testament versus New Testament, basically.
Okay. All right. Well, but they still there's. Is it only 3 of them left? Is that what she said? Is that what she said? Like there was only 4 of them left. Like somebody didn't make it, so there was only 4, and then he just killed Paz V. Well, he didn't kill him. Did he? Kill him?
He yielded. He didn't kill him.
So there's only like 4 of them left. If they take away Mando, if they take Jin away, then in that particular sector, there's only 3 of them left. So what power are they really wielding to be making any decisions? But he's still gonna. I mean, who the fuck? I guess I don't know, man.
Yeah, well, that's the thing. Like he has to basically be like, do I? There's awesome story, by the way. Like I love all this, but he has to basically be like, okay, do I turn my back on my lifelong held beliefs of like this is the way. Like that's the thing. This is the way. This is the one way I live my life. That is his. When we first meet, then like that's he has such a strict code that he lives by, and at this point now his struggle is, do I just turn my back on all of that, and motivated by Grogu, motivated by Bo-Katan, the rest of Mandalorian stuff, it looks like maybe he'll make his choice, and we hope he chooses to to embrace the new teachings of Mandalore.
Hold on, man. I think I may have done this a little too prematurely. Hold on, man, because this right here, I know we're about to die of hunger.
Also, nobody cares but Indiana Jones 5, but now they're starting Marvel.
I do care about Indiana Jones 5. I'm interested.
Harrison Ford cried watching the trailer. Apparently, it was the first time he had seen it.
Because he knows the last thing he's going
to stop it. He's aging like milk in the Arizona sun. Let that man have his final moments.
Yo, come on.
One of my favorite things Harrison Ford ever did was David Blaine did like a magic trick at his house or something, and like Harrison Ford's response to the trick was, "Get the fuck out of my house." It was hilarious. Like, it's one of the funniest. Like the video is out there. Like, y'all got to check that shit out. It's hilarious.
Yeah, but did that necessarily mean like?
I know he was like, it was joking. Like, it was very, but he just delivered it so Harrison Ford that it was just so perfect.
Right. All right.
I love that video.
Yeah.
There you go. Okay. So what all are we seeing here? So we've got baby. All right, but she's back. All right, he's got the Starfighter still.
Loving that shit.
All right. All right.
Flashlights.
Cool. Oh wow. Spaceships. Looks like it's in space. Oh. All right. Jetpacks.
And his gear's looking quite clean, by the way.
Yeah.
Do look clean a bit. Okay, the armorer.
He's looking very, very crisp and oiled and buffed.
We
loving that.
Who is he? What? Just in on the hot on the presses. What's going on?
What? I'm sorry, I was yelling at my kid. She made me
God damn it! I thought it was like Infinity War. Oh god damn it!
Well, Elizabeth Olsen is standing near the stage, and so people are thinking we're definitely getting a Scarlet Witch movie. So now I'm just rapidly refreshing to see what's going on.
All right, yeah, stay on it. All right, Bo-Katan.
They're performing Rogers the musical.
Amazing.
They may be announcing that Chris Evans is coming back to the MCU as well. I did hear some stuff about that as well.
Don't do that.
Look at this right here, though. Look at this group of
They're looking fresh as fuck.
Yeah.
That's what I said. Everybody's looking clean. Clean.
All right. We got. Okay, that's
a great shot.
This looks interesting. This looks like.
I'm guessing that's Mandalore.
Yeah, I'm thinking.
Yeah, that's beautiful.
That fit somewhere in there.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember that from Clone Wars.
Boom. All right, this right here looks dope. Some very Tom Cruise shit. Oh, yeah. That shit looks dope as shit.
Well, we talk about how about 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
And there's one off screen.
Like 7. Seven of those guys that dropped up out of there.
Yeah, that was an awesome shot.
Shit.
Oh, man.
You think your dad was on you? Look at this shit. Yo, so them niggas, them was the ones I was talking about. You see these motherfuckers?
Yeah, it's like Sebaceous Crumb or something like that. It's some shit like that. Those things are hilarious, though.
All right. Look what we got here. All right. This shit look straight out the cartoon. Where? Hey. Okay, there she is. Yeah. Strangers with Candy.
Her R4.
Babu. Hey, you gotta pay.
Dude.
You gotta pay.
I love it. Oh, that's too good. He's a little older. Actually, no, he'd be younger in this one.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he's a little younger. Look at him, he's looking ripped.
Yeah, man. Oh wow. Okay. All right. Well, hey, they win. Mandalorian wins, man.
Look, I can see how they've been gone for a little bit. You know what I mean? You know how like Mike left the game and went and played baseball and chilled, and you know he came back and they had forgot that he had just won 3 championships, so he had to show them again. Yeah, I feel like Mandalorian before Marvel was the number one, was the thing that
Disney Plus,
the only thing that made me buy Disney Plus.
Uh-huh.
Like it was the only reason I bought Disney Plus was to watch Mandalorian, and I'm not gonna forget, where I started. So I'm gonna pay homage because I realized that Disney realizes that Mandalorian was the reason why people started coming over too. So as well as Andor may or may not be, Mandalorian is definitely going to keep it. When I seen more than one Mandalorian, I already know what time it is because I remember the episode when we first encountered Bo-Katan and the rest of them. That was one of the best episodes that on Mandalorian that season when they all came. Like I was like, oh shit! I was like, yo, I was screaming. Screaming. I know I was. I don't know about nobody else, but I was like,
I fucking love it. I can't wait. I just can't wait to enjoy both of these. Like I'm excited.
Yeah. Oddly enough, I remember getting hella geeked up when Boba Fett showed up on Mandalorian. I was like, whoa, shit. You know, and then that happened, and we'll speak no further. Why don't we go ahead and let y'all go eat, man? But Nolly, I got a favor. Maybe you could live post these things in the group as these announcements are made. You don't even have to put a text with it. Just you can put an emoji, an exclamation point, and leave it blank, but just tweet that shit in the group and like, oh shit, you know what I'm saying? And
the Marvel Studios logo is back on the screen, so they're about to announce some shit.
Mm-hmm. I'm tempted to. I don't even want to. Just because Tyrone got to go, I'm like, I'll just keep this shit in the background.
Y'all can stay and hang out. Shit.
I want to hear this news because I
might end the broadcast and just keep it in the background. Tyrone, you got to go eat. You good?
I got to go bounce, or I've committed to having a headache for the rest of the day. So like I got to make like my body is rebelling.
You should eat a little bit.
You gaming later?
Yes.
I'm down too. I'm here, and that's real. I've been on. I got down. I got PlayStation 4 now. You know what I'm saying with it. So
get some Fall Guys in there, get some Avengers in there. Cool.
Hey, I'm with it. Running. All right, cool.
Y'all, it's been fun.
See you, Tyrone.
I'll holler at y'all.
Yeah.
Bye, Nolly.
Yeah.
Yo, oh, I forgot the damn. I meant to Tyrone. Fuck.
Too late.
I wanted Tyrone to be. I wanted you to check out this show. Did you check out Tom Swift yet?
No, no. I have not had an opportunity yet.
All right. I'm very.
I just told you I just caught up on all 3 of the episodes of the Rings of
Power. Yeah, that's right.
But there's a lot of content on the way, and I know Marvel's about to bless us with some more.
Mm-hmm.
And
yeah, I'm trying to get it up right now. Hold on, get this up on the screen. Let me see.
Yo, have you been catching C? You've been watching.
Yep.
C?
I'm caught up on C.
Yeah.
This episode, let me see. It's interesting because I wish Tyrone was watching because it's got a heavy incest. You know what I'm saying? He is. He's caught up.
You talking about C?
Yeah.
Oh, he loves C.
But I thought he's
been watching it. He finally started watching it. He was like, "Yo, I love this show," and he's like on season 2. He's catching up. So he's like, if he would have been here, he loves it. He absolutely loves the show. And Evil. He's watching Evil and
I love
right
Evil.
now.
But I thought that shows up. But I thought he had just started C. Is he caught up?
Yo, he's on season 2. No, he's not caught up. See, we're on season 3, but what I'm saying is he's been watching it consistently. He's already in season 2. He just started, I think, last week.
Okay. Yeah, see, that's what I'm saying. Like, I was going to discuss, because this most recent episode, I don't want to spoil it for him. You know what I'm saying? That's why.
Well, I mean, he's not here.
Well, what are you? What Nolly? What a handle? Are you watching a handle or a hashtag?
I'm watching the hashtags. Ryan Coogler is about to show exclusive footage. Nobody knows if it's the official trailer for Wakanda Forever or if it's just a clip.
Jeez.
But we about to find out.
Okay. Keep us posted. Yeah. I'm here for this, man. I think I'm just gonna cool out. I'll even end the broadcast. I ain't even. Or we can keep it. It don't matter. I can't find. She's probably got multiple tabs open and shit.
Yep. My computer's slowing the fuck down.
I can't do that. I'm just gonna. I just listen to what you say.
Computer's like, bitch, if you don't stop,
What is
I
it?
need to find out.
All right, hold up. Shit, I may as well roll up. Hold up.
Let me open Marvel's Twitter because that's
And
probably
they about to go crazy. They're about to go crazy, man. Marvel Universe about to be turned upside down when they start announcing all. I think today they may announce that they've gotten Henry Cavill, because I know they've been saying that they would.
I think we'll get the Fantastic Forecast today.
Yeah, that too.
What? Who you think? Who you think they got his You think they got? You think they actually used
I think they're gonna keep John Krasinski.
You think so?
Yeah,
you think they're gonna?
He was perfect.
Yeah, but do you think they're gonna use his wife?
You talking about
Emily Blunt?
Emily Blunt, yeah.
I mean, she wouldn't be bad casting. I don't know how she would be
perfect. I mean, I don't think she's being recast as Sue Storm.
I think that would be perfect. Now it'd be so dope because they like married
a younger actress. They're going with.
No,
you don't think so?
They're just showing a clip.
Oh, I think that Sue Storm as his actual wife in real life would make it so much more meaningful.
The chemistry would be great because you can't fake it, obviously.
Yeah, I mean they did it in Quiet Place. You know what I'm saying? Why they can't do it?
Oh, that was so good.
Yeah, it was good. They got on screen chemistry naturally. You know. Shit. I fucks with that. The question is, who is Johnny Storm? And I heard that they was going to gender swap thing.
Yeah, I heard that.
Gonna be a girl.
Oh, they're showing a new look of Namor.
The new look.
I'll see that. Or do I want to see that?
I don't know. I'm waiting for people to upload shit. They're going too slow for me.
Oh my god. Okay. Yeah. I watched this movie called Moonfall.
Moonfall with Halle Berry.
Yeah.
I want to watch that. It's in my to-do list.
What was it good? Because I always saw the reviews and it said it was, everybody was saying it was trash.
Yeah, it's not good. It's not. It sucks because it has all the elements of a good movie, but it just feels like it should have came out 20 years ago. You know what I'm saying? That's what it is. It's like watching. It's just your typical end of extinction level event. Insert disaster element here. Your typical disaster movie with different actors. Now, what was interesting to watch was the dude that used to play Sam in Game of Thrones.
Yes.
He's in it. And his character is kind of funny, so that's kind of cool. Oh, it's Aki and Sawfish here, boy. Oh my god.
Well, when you hungry, boy, I'm telling you, boy.
Boy, food tastes so good when you're hungry, man.
Man, listen, I sat here and complained before I ate my this. I was like, I don't eat all of them nuts and shit. I was like, I don't want all of that shit. Like, she left it in here. I ate all the nuts, everything in this bowl is gone.
Hell no.
Like,
I want all them nuts.
I want all them nuts.
You end up with all the nuts.
Out of here. I don't eat nuts.
I want no nuts.
Ryan Coogler said that Shuri will have the biggest role in the film. Please don't make her Black Panther.
I'm pretty sure that she will be.
Everyone says that the clip had them crying, and that Angela Bassett has a very powerful moment.
Oh boy.
That clip is already up on YouTube. Hold up, I bet you. Hold up. I'll say no.
Yeah.
Angela Bassett looks so good on stage. Yes, Queen.
Oof, Lord.
What I wouldn't do for a morsel, a crumb, even.
Ow. Shoot, why not? She could get it.
Hold up, what is it? You said the new
Namor. You said a look of Namor.
Yes.
I was.
Is he on stage?
Did anybody else see the Chadwick Boseman?
The Legend Award.
The deep fake.
Oh, not that.
Yeah, he was in the there was some trailer that was out where that showed like a really hard CGI Chadwick Boseman, and I don't know if that's how they're gonna do in the movie. I have him kind of there for some scenes where yeah.
I mean, if Tupac could hold a whole concert, maybe.
I mean, that part.
Oh, Namor's on stage. Okay, velvet suit jacket.
Namor. Okay.
Marvel, what you tweeting? Let's see.
Marvel. Let me see what's going on.
Do something. I
So
like
what-
there with the stick. Do something.
So what you're actually seeing is tweets that are posted.
Because there are people, they're not allowed to live stream or take pictures of the clips and trailers, but they're allowed to take pictures of the panels and stuff. So people are tweeting.
I see.
I'm just refreshing the hashtags until something good pops up. Like a crackhead.
Yeah, I'm waiting for that breaking news. Henry Cavill to to the MCU.
Oh,
Carlo.
apparently the clip showed Namor fighting M'Baku.
Oh.
Oh, okay.
And I just want to say, Winston Duke, I just want M'Baku to throw my back out. So if you happen to be doom scrolling and see this, so
back out.
Back out.
Back out.
I'm just saying.
Come on. All right. M'Baku throw you back out.
I feel like M'Baku probably could get the job done. I'm not sure about Winston.
You know what?
Winston might not throw your back out. He might put a pillow under your butt.
I mean, I'm okay with some leverage. Yeah, I'm okay with that. I might need it.
Oh wow! All right.
Lord Jesus, if they don't give me something good.
What was it?
Oh, they're looking at Ironheart now.
Oh, god damn it! I ain't never gonna be able to leave, man. I need. Man,
I could post it in the group. Okay, because this is the longest 30 minutes.
Yeah.
We don't know how to do math or tell time.
Not at all. Yeah, because we were supposed to do 30 minutes and we working on hour number 3 coming up. So that's cool, man. It is what it is. We'll be here next week. I'm gonna hit you up. Huh?
So that's typical Vince Taylor, boy. He's like,
Yeah, that's me, bro.
I just need 5 minutes of your time. 5 hours later.
How long can we make this wind real quick?
Oh, they dropped the trailer for Ironheart, so it might be uploaded. So if I find it, I will post it.
Whoa, hold on. Nah, see, you can't say something. See, this is how this shit happens. You know what I'm saying?
I said I'll post it.
Oh my god, I gotta look for that shit now, real quick.
The Ironheart logo is cute. I mean, it's very basic, but it's cute.
My daughter did. Oh, as a matter of fact, I got it right here. I got a. You see my Iron Man mask?
My daughter's been Iron Man for Halloween for like 4 years in a row.
What?
She wants to be an engineer to build an Iron Man suit. I was like, you better get into MIT or something.
You ain't gotta be in MIT. You can go to FAMU. You know what I'm saying? You know, we do.
She does want to go to an HBCU. She was like, I want to
FAMU. I went to, you know.
I was like, you're cultured, girl. You are like a quarter. But go ahead. You don't got no rhythm though. We should work on that before you go. But go ahead.
It's all good. We'll take the octogenarians. You know what I'm saying? We cool, man. Hold on. Here we go. Nah, I don't see it, man. God damn it. All right. What? Oh, wait. Nope. Ain't it? Ironheart. Oh, wow.
I need someone to upload the trailer. Marvel, you taking too long.
All right. Well, hey. Go ahead and drop it in the group, man. I'm gonna go ahead. I'm starting to get tired.
I got you.
Fall asleep on here. No, I don't want to do that. I already got a cramp in this bitch. That shit. So yeah,
drink more water.
That's probably a good idea. All right, man. Well, I'm gonna holler at you later, Ty. Thanks, Nolly. Hey, may as well be prepared to come back.
I got you.
May as well. You know what I'm saying?
Grab my children.
All right, cool. And everybody else, we holler at y'all next week. Check us out on the webs and all that.